President Obama blaming the messenger, the White House press secretary now doubling down on comments slamming Fox News for its coverage of poverty in America. Now, what is that about? Here's Josh Earnest.
Media coverage, in particular, you mentioned a certain network I work for.
Yeah, I hope you didn't take it personally. Seems like you might have, though.
There's that.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah, that's true.
White House Press Secretary Josh Earnest doubling down on President Obama's comments, criticizing Fox News on its coverage of poverty. At the daily briefing yesterday, our own Kevin Corr questioned Josh Earnest, who stood behind the president's remarks on that. Watch this.
He said at Georgetown about media coverage. In particular, he mentioned a certain network I work for.
Yeah, I hope you didn't take it personally. Seems like you might have, though.
There's that.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah, that's true. What specifically was he objecting to in terms of Fox's coverage, for example?
Well, again, I'll let the president's comments stand for themselves.
Okay. Stuart, Varney is back, day 2 on this subject, the host of Varney and Company on Fox Business Network. Stuart, you know, we'll watch the president. We're going to play another one of his comments from yesterday. The language that is used to describe this story in terms of the poor in this country and what will actually help to improve the situation of poverty in this country. That's the nut of what we're talking about here.
It is.
What makes it better? What improves it? Because over the course of this presidency, it has not improved. In fact, there were 37 million plus people in poverty in 2007. 2013, which are the most recent numbers that we have, there are 45 plus million. So is that a fault of policy or something else, Stuart?
In my opinion, it is the fault of policy. And the president wants to change the way we look at those policies. He said he wants to change the way the media reports on the issues. He's not happy with the way that we are reporting on the issue of poverty. Now, we report on his programs. And my judgment has been that some of those programs have been a failure. The president doesn't like that view. He wants to have his policies looked at in a completely different way as helping people, and he wants to change the way that we cover those policies.
Yeah.
I don't think he likes the criticism that criticizing the policies implies.
Well, he's saying that this network basically has said that, you know, poor people are leeches and sponges and a nation of moochers. Now, when you look at the entitlement situation and picture in this country, we spend 2/3 of our budget roughly on entitlements. We're an extremely generous nation. The question becomes, are those programs effective and are they reaching the people who truly need it the most?
Well, again, it goes back to a criticism of the policies pursued by the president, because the anti-poverty policies, namely tax and spend, have not worked, because we've got a shrinking middle class, a middle class which is getting poorer, and poor people who are trapped in this net of provisions which we provide for them. So the president objects to our reporting of those policies, and that's a fundamental difference.
All right.
He also, I just want to pick up on this thing where he said, don't take it personally. Yeah. Now, he said that wealthy people, successful people, are winners of society's lottery.
I have that sound, Stuart, so let's just play that so everybody can hear it, and then I'd love to hear your comment on that.
There's a fairness issue involved here, and by the way, if we were able to close that loophole, I can now invest in early childhood education that will make a difference. If we can't ask from society's lottery winners to just make that modest investment, then really this conversation is for show. If we can't ask that much, right?
Well, the room loved that, Stuart.
Now, wait a second. What about all of those tens of millions of Americans who go by the rules, which is you get up in the morning, you go to work, and you work hard. You exercise some discipline. You show your brains, talent, drive, and ambition, and that's what gets you to be successful. The president says, oh, no, you're just society's lottery winners. There's an element of luck involved. Don't take it personally, he says. I think tens of millions of Americans will take it personally. They're being told that hard work and effort, that's not the reason for your success. Oh, no, it's luck. You are a lottery winner. And I don't think that's going to go down well with many, many Americans.
The true test of these programs is whether or not they're effective in lifting people out of poverty.
Right.
That is the true test.
And in fact, it's trapping them
the
in
numbers
poverty.
belie these policies because the numbers have grown in terms of the people who are trapped in poverty, and that is not what the president had hoped to achieve. So we're going to continue this. Stuart, thank you very much for being here. We'll see you next time.
So